Captain's log 160326. Just want to talk about, for the young guys, how to get hired on to your first trades job, or at least how to increase your chances. So coming from somebody who's had, multiple different jobs and different trades, and who has run a business before, I know a little bit about this. There's a few things you can do to increase the likelihood that you'll get hired. Now, obviously, the job market matters and the economy matters. So if it's slow, there's nothing you can do about that. You're just going to have to get your name out to a whole bunch of different places, and they might not have a position for you, but they might keep you, in mind when they do get busy. And then there's other avenues like joining the union. But again, if it's slow, they won't be doing any hiring. So the first thing, pick whatever companies that you want to apply to, in whatever industry. Make sure you do your resume, curate it to that. So if you're doing plumbing, have some sort of mention of skills that you know that have to do with plumbing, and try to form your resume to match that. Like if you've done retail jobs your whole life, it's not going to sound like you're into trades work and plumbing and stuff. You got to mention somewhere that this is why you want to do it, and this is the skills that you have. And it could be all kinds of things. It could be hobbies, it could be whatever. But like your job experience, they're only going to use that to see if you're not a total fucking delinquent or something. So curate your resume. So the next point, when you apply to any trades job, any construction job, go in person. Don't apply online. Don't apply on the phone. Go in person and hand your resume in person, and dress like a tradesperson. Make sure you're wearing work clothes. Make sure you have work boots. Make sure you have everything that you would need to do that job with you, or at least in your car, like your high vis or something, hard hat, that kind of shit. And because there's nothing better than having your possible employer say, well, when could you start? And looking at them and saying, I can start right now. That is one of the greatest things that you could do. And that is one of the biggest things that could improve your chances at getting hired. Look the part. Look, just like if you were going to go work in an office, you would wear, office clothes, just like if you were going to do anything. So make sure you look the part. You're not going to wear a 3-piece suit to go apply to be a plumber, obviously. And then you want to have people, obviously your references, people lined up. They're going to call them. They're going to make sure, like I said before, that you're not a total delinquent. Make sure that you have some that have something to say about, like your skills in some way. Like, oh yeah, Jimmy came over and fixed, whatever, my railing on my deck. I wasn't home when he did it, and he's a great, trustworthy dude, blah, blah. Like, have somebody that can vouch for you that way. And then, to be honest, it's most of the other stuff is similar to any other job, but you might be competing with a whole bunch of people. So whatever you can do to help yourself that way, that might be, hitting the gym and being physically there, that you look like you can do the job. That might be, whatever, the way you talk, all those things. Try to fit the role that you're going to apply for. Make sure you go to a whole bunch of places. If it's hard to get a job, it doesn't mean that just because the economy's down doesn't mean that somebody isn't doing something. So it might be a role that you didn't really think of. You might be applying for, new build high rises, but if you went and applied to some company that's doing service, they might be busy as hell. So like go out of your box and do that. Or you might be applying to be an electrician, and maybe there's a millwright that's busy and needs a guy. You go do that and try that. It doesn't mean you can't go back to electrical later on, but all these skills, all these trade skills have commonalities, and they all help. Like learning how to do one will help you with every other trade. The skill sets are very similar. Yeah, and you can apply the unions, non-union, all that jazz. Just get your name out there, be presentable, and yeah. Another thing, like the trades, oftentimes it's a smaller world, small community. Guys kind of like business owners kind of know each other. They hear about things. They might know about you before you talk to them or know of them. Word gets around, and your reputation is everything in the trades. And you can't forget that, whether you're just starting out, whether you've been in it for 20 years, like your reputation is always going to precede you. So make sure you, handle your shit properly, no matter where you're working, even if it's not in the trades, because if they hear about that, if they hear about you being, whatever, rude, or you don't take orders properly or whatever, that'll get ahead of you. So that's basically it. Yeah, go out there, apply. And if you have any questions, leave a comment, and like and subscribe. Delta out.